Hey there Facebook, it is Vanessa here again, your speaker, trainer and coach from Live, Love, Give, and today I have a message for you all about authenticity. Yet again, how did you guess it? But really today's message is about being completely, unapologetically all of who you are and surrounding yourself with those who actually encourage and respect that. All right, so that's what today's message is all about. And as always, everything that I share with you guys is currently going on in my life. That's what gives me the most energy to share that, and in the hope that it empowers you in your life as well. But today's been one of those days for me, which it's not all that regular, but I can get into this zone. And when I get into this zone, I am almost like the complete opposite of my personality type. And so without going all the way deep into personality type and just keeping it really conceptual on this surface level so that we can all get value from it, no matter who you are, I can oftentimes, me normally is very, very much about connection, about community. It's very extroverted. It's very connected to emotional experience, creating harmony, doing all these sorts of things, and that's why I do the work that I do. But occasionally, I actually need to set myself up to win in doing that work. So for me today, that has been I've been developing a bonus training and a real deep dive, and it's very structured, and it's for my group that I'm presenting to tomorrow. And just an amazing group of individuals, and who I absolutely call my friends, almost family these days, with what we've been going through together over the last actually 10 weeks of an 8-week program. But tomorrow I'm delivering this bonus training, and I have had to go really deep and really granular and really get into the opposite to how I normally am. Which is, really focused on what I'm working on. It is devoid of emotion. It is don't mess with me. I got work to do. And a funny thing just happened, which was a friend of mine who I speak with every single day called me, and we were having this conversation, and I was just completely not me, not my normal self, but not in a bad way, just a different side of me, a different part of me. And luckily, this incredible friend of mine knows about my personality type and how I operate, and I can articulate why I operate in the way that I am, or the realm that I am. And instead of taking it personally about me being this other side of me, he can actually laugh about it and get it and understand it and encourage it and respect it. And that really is what we all really deeply desire, I believe, which is to be loved and appreciated and respected for all of who we are. Not just the nice, friendly, all about you kind of person that I can oftentimes be, but also the other side that's just like, you know what, like, you just give me what's the question here? Like, I go really deep, I'm like, just give it to me. I don't want your emotions. I don't want your feelings right now. I'm in the middle of this. What is it? How can I help? Get to the point. All right. And we all have these different parts of us, because human beings, as we are all things. We are not just all nice and kind and up here. We're also like, get to the point, logical, rational down here. We're over here and we're like looking after our bodies, and we're over here and we're up in the clouds talking about new ideas. We are all the whole full spectrum of human traits, human emotions, all of it. And what gets us into trouble in our relationships is when we expect somebody to be all one way all of the time, which is just not sustainable. And we get ourselves into trouble when we expect ourselves to be all one way all of the time. We cut ourselves off from the full spectrum of who we really are, which limits our potential, or limits our access to our potential, and it limits our full emotional experience. It puts us into depression, puts us into self-judgment, criticism, blah, 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 all that bad stuff that keeps us stuck and limited. So the sooner you can have a process of building your self-awareness to the depths, to the full spectrum of who you really are. Not just putting yourself in a box and a category, but recognizing how you are all the boxes. You are all the categories. And yes, you might have somewhere where you go to which feels most natural to you at your core, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that is all of who you are. And you do not want to expect yourself to be in that small boxed realm. And you certainly don't want to surround yourself with people who also expect you to be that small little box of who you are and not the full spectrum of who you really are. Because when you can discover who you really are, you get to go deep and granular in terms of your greatest strengths and not let your greatest weaknesses trip you up along the way. And you get to accept and love the full spectrum of who you are and know that you can pick and choose on those different parts of who you really are to in different circumstances. You know, there's times when me being that community driven, all about the group's emotional experience, growth, potential, all that stuff is absolutely where I need to be. And then there's other times where I need to shut off from everybody and I need to focus on creating something that's logical and rational. And if I don't have both sides, I'm not really going to be my best in any of them. You know, so they all serve one another, and we absolutely need to be 110% unapologetically all of who we are. And like I said, surround ourselves with those who encourage and respect that. You know, they really want that for us because they're owning it within themselves too. And that's why the work that I do starts at the individual level, but it has the sole purpose of really getting to understand and love yourself first and foremost, so that you can then understand and love others to the depths of who they really are, not keep them boxed in and limited, but actually help them towards their highest potential and actually have an impact that is truly fulfilling and unique to your gift, your genius, and your greatness. That's my whole mission. So I hope that this has been of value to you for me to share just that tiny little experience that I've had fun with today. And it's been, I'm just grateful. I'm feeling really grateful that I have a special person in my life who really gets that stuff. And instead of taking it personally, they trust me and they know who I am and they actually encourage that. Even though when I might shift into those different parts of who I really am, might not necessarily be that compatible with that person at that time, but because they get it, they can shift and mold to meet me where I'm at so that we can keep compatibility, and they can, instead of wanting me to stay in this small little box, they actually encourage and support me to be my highest self, and knowing that that means sometimes I'm going to be the opposite to how I usually am, and that ain't a bad thing. That is a new part of who I am, another part of who I am, and if you can't love the entire lot of me, you really are just falling in love with a fantasy, and that goes for every single one of us. So I want to check in with you guys and say hi. Let me know where in the world you are tuning in from today. I always love finding that out from you guys. And I hope that this has been valuable for you, and I hope that it's inspired you to get to know yourself and own all of who you are. And be unapologetic about it. And know that when you can do that, and you can find and surround yourself with other amazing individuals who are also on that journey, so they get it, so they can encourage you and support you, and even sometimes challenge you to be all of who you are. That's the name of the game in terms of relationship and fulfillment. We want our relationships to be the vehicles toward our highest potential, not the obstacles. So that's just one way of going about it. So let me check in with you guys. I have got Hosin, hello to you, and Goppy and Phil's here, and Chris from Florida. I love it. I was in Florida back in December last year. Beautiful part of the world. And Justin, much love to you, and Adelpho, and holla to you. And Josh is here, and we've got a lot of hollers. And Matthew's here, and Vanessa. Awesome. I can't wait to meet you in less than 2 hours time. It'll be fun. And Matthew's here, and Kuno, and Tina, and Oscars. Yay, you can join me live. I've missed you, my friend. And Gary's here, and Abalash. Hope I got that right. Hello to you. And Sam's in the house. I love it. And Huss, awesome. Can't wait to get into your bonus training, V. And I definitely can relate to what you're saying. It feels good to be accepted for all of your sides. I love that, Huss, and I'm so excited about sharing it with you guys. I think this has been like one of my most favorite fun trainings that I've ever developed because I'm so passionate about it. I've been trying to like make sure that I can fit it into like just an hour because it could go all day if you let me, and you know what I'm like. So really struggling. That's my struggle today, but I can't wait to share it with you tomorrow, Haas. And Anantha, hello to you, my friend. And Sam, I'm loving that you're loving the purple today. And Elliot, hello to you. Great to see you. And Timothy, hello. And Josh, do you have a book list that you can share with me, the best books you've read? You know what, Josh? Great question. I actually did a Facebook Live on this a couple of months ago. So what I'll do is I will track that one down for you and I will shoot it over to you. I'll put it as a link up above this video so everybody can access it. But yes, I absolutely do have a book list, and it was hard for me, but I narrowed it down to my top 10. But yes, I hope that that will be of value to you, Josh. Thanks for the question. And Kuno's here, and Timothy. I really appreciate your kind words there, Timothy. Thank you so much, my friend, and thank you for being here. And Elliot, I was just telling a friend this morning that she needed to explode out of her box. I love that, Elliot. Abso-freaking-lutely. As I always say, you know, because when we keep ourselves limited and boxed in, so too does everything. Our whole potential becomes limited. And you guys know that I'm always talking about limitless potential. But limitless potential is only accessible when you absolutely, as you put it, Elliot, explode out of your box. Stop limiting yourself and surround yourself with people just like you, Elliot, who tells you and challenges you to be all of who you are, not just that limited version of who you think you need to be in order to get that love, approval, acceptance, blah, blah, blah. That's boring and that ain't living. So I love that, Elliot. And Josh, everyone needs personal alone time. Agree. Absolutely. We all have an extroverted part of ourselves and an introverted part of ourselves. We might lean towards one or the other. We will, because not going down that rabbit hole right now, God. But absolutely, we need both sides in order to be a whole rounded out individual, our higher selves. Okay, so absolutely, Josh. Some more than others, but we all need it. And Chris, we must remember growth means change. If we want someone we love to frown, they will also change, and people may fall out of love, and it's okay. Just be yourself, but follow your path, and don't always get comfortable being the same way. Appreciate it, but be open to change. Absolutely, and brings up my absolute favorite quote from the incredible Tony Robbins, which is, the quality of your life is in direct proportion to the amount of uncertainty you can comfortably live with. You know, all that fulfillment lays in your ability to change and get out of that comfort zone which is that box of limitation. And when you step out and go beyond it into the realm of uncertainty that's often really scary, I like to convert scariness to exciting. That's when we absolutely will tap into our limitless potential and get to actually be all of who we are. And our fulfillment is absolutely accessed beyond that comfort zone as well. Got to get a good relationship with change. I like to say that I thrive in uncertainty. You know, I really believe, I love change. I love newness, to the point where if I'm not having enough change, I feel really limited, restricted, and I find some way of pushing myself outside of that next comfort zone or box that we end up putting ourselves into, because there's always that next layer, and then we get into comfort and then we have to explode out of the box again. So I love that, Chris, absolutely. And Wade's here. And Sam, I've been embracing being unapologetic, and it feels good being authentic and vulnerable. You're speaking my language, Sam. I love hearing that, my friend. And I've been grateful. I'm really grateful that I've been able to witness some of that growth within you. It's so amazing. So thank you so much for being unapologetic and being more of you. I love it. And Josh, I'm loving that you're finding this awesome. And Melissa, hello to you. And Ahmad from Pakistan, awesome. And Shelly's here, lovely to see you. And Sam, Yes, that's what I love, bringing out in people all that they are. Love witnessing their experiences and supporting them on their journey. And you are absolutely brilliant at it, my friend. I just tried to convert brilliant with friend in one. If that's a word, let's make it up. That's you. So I love it. And Josh, you're so welcome, my friend. And Julie's here. And Shelley, I always love seeing you. And loving that this was resonating with you, Josh. And Stephanie from Vancouver. Again, I love it. So cool. And Anantha, thanks for another wonderful day to learn. Vanessa, you are so welcome, Anantha. I'm so grateful that you found value in today's message. All about being unapologetically all of who you are and surrounding yourself with the kind of people who actually encourage and respect that. That's what we need in order to get to the next level of our limitless potential and not box ourselves in. And much love to you, Sam. That is it from me today, guys. So as always, I'm sending you all of my love, light, blessings, gratitude, energy, enthusiasm, everything extraordinary coming to you, to wherever you are in the world today. I hope it's beautiful, amazing, and extraordinary. And I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for joining me live. Or if you're watching the recording, I really appreciate that too. Drop me any questions. And Josh, I will link that. I'll track down my 10 best book recommendations, link that up, and you guys can check that out too if you haven't seen it. All right, you're so welcome, Shelley. Much love to you all. Can't wait to see you as always tomorrow.